picturesque parts of the Yorkshire Dales. It's been inspired by the success of the battle to save the Settle to Carlisle line. As Richard Ewartt reports, it's hoped the line will bring big benefits to local people as well as being popular for tourists.
The last time Wensleydale saw a passenger train was in 1954, but Apposett Viaduct is just one of many structures still standing as a reminder of the service the Dales people enjoyed for more than 75 years. Now, campaigners in the area have formed a society with the aim of reopening the Wensleydale line. It's hoped to produce a detailed feasibility study on the scheme within 2 years, with some work possibly starting within 5.
The cost will not be low, we don't pretend otherwise, but if you don't aim for the stars, well, you never arrive anywhere. The structures are intact, the track bed is intact. We would look at the possibility of varying the course where necessary, but essentially, you know, the line is here and in reasonable condition.
Supporters of the project describe the Wensleydale line as the missing link between Settle Carlisle and the East Coast Main Line. The stretch between Northalleton and Redmire still exists to serve 2 freight trains a day. The Society's aim is to reopen the stretch from Redmire to Garsdale Head. In its heyday, during the early 1920s, the Wensleydale line handled over 89,000 passengers a year. There was a thriving freight service too, which continued to operate until the late 1960s. The stations were fully manned, and in bad weather particularly, the railway was a lifeline for the Dales people. Most of the stations, like Hawes, have changed little since they closed. Now the Wensleydale Society believe they can breathe new life into them.
Well, we've detected a wind of change which seems to be beginning to blow around the corridors of Whitehall, and I think there is a growing acceptance now that one of the cheapest ways to reduce road congestion is to invest in railways. We want to put our marker in and ensure that when that wind of change becomes a gale, that our scheme is up there being considered with the rest of them.
Are you aiming just to reopen it really as a tourist attraction, or would the line be designed to actually serve the people who live here in Wensleydale?
Our primary aim is to serve the people of Wensleydale. Obviously, the line is in beautiful country and it will be a tourist attraction, but what we'd hope is that rather than increase tourist numbers, we'd simply be bringing those tourists in a more environmentally friendly way. We're also very conscious that there are quite a large number of preserved railways of one sort and another now, and we don't necessarily want to go down that track. We're looking at something that's going to be a functional, useful railway for the people of Wensleydale.
The campaigners know there are big problems ahead. More than 50 people own pieces of the old track. Yorkshire Water want to build a pipeline along the track bed between Sedbusk and Aysgarth. But at least the line to Redmire is still in use, with trains going from there to Teesside, loaded with flux for the steel industry. For more than 25 years, Redmire has marked the end of the line for the Wensleydale Railway. But if the newly formed society has its way, then passenger trains could be running through the Dale once again.